Hi everybody, I am Christine Keller of Chris Art Creations and I am a jewelry designer. So often when I'm at shows and I have my jewelry laid out on a table and people come up and they try on my cuffs, I do copper and silver cuffs. So often I see that they are not doing and putting them on right, and what they end up with is a misshapen cuff. So today I'm going to show you the correct way of putting on and off a cuff. Now, once you own a cuff, you can bend it so that it's going to be correct to your own wrist, and you will not have to bend it over and over again, because by bending it to take it off and by bending it to put it back on, what you're doing is stressing the metal, and eventually it will crack and break. That's what happens when you stress something over and over again. It's just like taking a piece of paper that's folded on the line and you keep folding it on that line and then it just tears really easy there. That's what will happen with the metal when you're doing this. That's why when I'm making a cuff, I often heat treat them. Well, I always heat treat them when I put the pattern on the metal, because that really makes the metal hard. And then before I bend them, you have to heat treat them again, because if you don't temper the metal, it just puts too much stress on. So what I'm going to show you today is two different cuffs I have. These are my personal cuffs. I've worn them for years. I have not changed. I have not changed the size or bent them on and off forever. In fact, I can always tell even now, if I have it on even upside down, like the pattern, I might put it on this way and that might not be right, and I have to flip it to this way. It just feels different on my wrist. It's kind of like molded on the inside to fit my wrist very comfortably. So when you're doing a copper cuff, the first time, yes, you might have to bend it to fit your wrist, but remember, cuffs are made to be open in the back. They're not supposed to be touching. If they have to touch all the way so that you have to open it and get it on and off, it's not fitting you right. It should be open in the back. So when I put on a cuff, I take my wrist, you turn it to the side because you want the skinnier part of your wrist. So you take it and you put the cuff that way, and then you turn it on your wrist. And then there you have it. It's on. And see how far it's open in the back here? And that's okay. That's comfortable for me. I don't know if you can see it because it keeps sliding down my wrist a little. I could actually even have it a little tighter, but this is comfortable for me. I can wear this all day. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't catch on things. It just feels good. And I don't like them so tight that they don't move. So I like that it does have a little bit of movement on it. So again, then when you take them off, all you have to do is turn it to the side so it's on the side of your wrist, and it'll pull right off. It won't scratch you. It won't be tight or anything. It just comes right off. Here's one of my silver cuffs that I wear all the time. This is also my own personal piece. And again, all I have to do is turn my wrist, do it on the side. You're doing it on the thinner part of your wrist, pushing it on, and then flipping it over. And there you go. You have it. And see again. There it is. That's how much it should be open in the back. Of course, if your wrist is a little bit smaller, then you might not need that big of a hole, a gap here. But they aren't going to touch. Like I said, if they're touching, the cuff doesn't fit you right. It's too big for you, because you shouldn't have to open it up and put it back each time. Now I'm telling you this because a lot of people, like I said, when they're looking at them on the table, they're picking them up and they're stretching them out and they're putting them on and they stretch them back. I end up with a lot of misshapen bracelets that I have to go fix later. So once you have it done, you never have to do it again as far as fitting it to your wrist. It'll be perfect. You won't be stressing the metal, and it'll last you for years and years. Thank you for watching, and I will return soon. Bye.